This is a duelist, one of the most heavily contested roles in Valorant. Known for their frag heavy, entry, blame the team mentality.
Brain dead, holy shit.
This is me, an immortal player since beta who coaches other duelists on how to play. Watch out, they're flying. Nice, good shot, good shot. Oh, nice try. This is where you messed up. Where's your crosshair at? Where's your crosshair at? Crosshair? Enemy. Crosshair? Enemy. Crosshair? Enemy. Clearly, very well. Over the next 7 days, I'm gonna try to play Duelist every day to help inspire and teach you things you can do in your game. Let's get right into it. Day 1, we're starting off at 112 RR. I wanted to get the full experience, so I did what most Duelist players do. Got out of bed and insta-queued and insta-locked. First game was looking for any dart breakers. Didn't find any. We all pushed site pretty much completely without utility, and we got stomped pretty quickly. This guy literally hit from the dart. I committed to pretty much any fight I got into. Watch me just re-peek this Reyna backside. I made some pretty aggressive plays, but it just seemed I wasn't comfortable doing it. Here I should wait before the wall drops because they're going to expect this area to be opened up. And I over-peeked to kill this Raze, but ended up just looking like Dora without her map. I just sat around mid for a round because I was getting tired of dying and I got a kill. Definitely some solo peeks happening, not calming to my teammates at all, just taking that 1v1 there. Look at my Sova win this for us though, let's go Sova. Not really able to secure kills, the scoreboard was looking pretty bad. This round had some questionable plays that made me feel a bit better about these last few rounds. Good little flasher to get rid of the opper, maybe. This drone, where is this drone coming from? Why is he here? He's lost. We chased down this chamber, got the op out, yes sir. Any dart breakers? Hello? I almost got killed there. Had this nice little spawn peek. I actually managed to get a pick, get the E, let the teammates take the angles after. I threw whatever the hell this flash was. The first half was definitely a lot of me spectating and watching our Sova secure the round. I look like a goofball. Look at me crouch spraying at someone not even looking at me. Next half I was doing a lot better. Got that nice pick. Played around with this chamber a little. I was feeling it. I like this. I tried to go for an aggro peek next round, and here's how that went. I ended up just doing parkour back sight while my teammates just killed everyone. And that was pretty fun. I'd definitely do this again. Last round I was finally able to win some fights, but you can see how scared I was to like take angles and fight anyone. I'm really unsure in like people's positioning. Some really nice clean shots. Probably my best round in this game. Let's go.
Nice, well played. GG guys.
I queued in again, hoping to do better. I felt bad for locking in Duelist, so I tried to hover for a bit to let other people like get in their agents. I had one high impact round with good positioning because my teammates were aggroing mid.
Nice,
Got these few really nice picks, got this Spectre. This Silva was heaven, so I came back side to help my teammate. He probably should have just waited for me to take the angle and hit from me. But I repositioned pretty well to hide from that dart, and I got the pick. Really huge round. Now, I've been practicing with the Ares quite a bit in DM, and I got this kill I'm just really proud of. This has nothing to do with Duelist. I completely forgot to flash this corner, wasn't aware of this chamber at Alp at all, and just try swan. That was this game. I took a quick break because I had a coaching session to get to. We were just talking about the ideal movement you want to get and how everything consistent kind of follows where your crosshair is placed.
You focus on shooting first or moving first?
Mostly shooting, and then I kind of just throw in the movement to add some spice to it. Usually I'm not thinking of like doing a specific type of movement. Like right there for that omen, I definitely use the movement just to readjust. This round I had some really clean shots. Their Viper rotated A while their chamber stayed B. I heard this Viper start to run towards A main, so I repositioned to try to catch her off guard because I had a little bit of an early timing. Wasn't sure where this chamber was coming from.
Oh, fuck. What a shot. Orbiting corner.
But I'm definitely really uncomfortable taking in a lot of these like big angles without exposing myself. Not sure how to actually clear stuff, like I didn't even see that guy in the corner. Unfortunately, the rest of this game doesn't exist because my internet cut out and I lost 27 RR for it, so I just paused for today because I don't want it to drop again. Day 2, decided to try actually doing a warm-up. Ran around with jet knives for about 30 seconds before queuing. Heard this was a really good duelist warm-up strategy. I also saw a study that the stronger the stimuli, the quicker the reaction, so I switched my highlight color to yellow. Then I hopped into my first game.
Okay.
Give me.
Okay. Okay, team.
Our chamber had this really good bait play. You see how that went? Yes, sir. I was still having a bit of problem where I'm kind of like spraying and shooting through stuff. Just kind of taking the fights really early on when I don't need to. And I'm just dying completely alone here. That was pretty much that match. Next match I played Neon. This was a really fun match. I literally just like pushed down mid every round. Put this wall up to try to protect myself. Waited for it to drop. Doing a lot better making these aggressive plays, but like taking my time with them. I waited for my teammate here before we killed these two. Here we got bomb control and I slid by just to try to quickly claim the space. Got this nice off angle to catch this guy. My teammates finish up the rest of them. I'm really happy with what's been happening in these games. This game I'm especially proud of. Just holding this holes, not really exposing myself too much, making sure I use some abilities. Kind of listening, I hear him running down the halls, so I know I can take that peek and then I could kind of catch that girl off guard. Still aggressive play, but really good. And I reposition behind him here just to get that quick flank. Got this spray through the wall. I'm nasty like that. I got wall hacks. What's good? Here I saw two pushing up elbow, but I was like, nah, I'm not fighting. I let them pass. Then I just went around and played with my teammate. Told them I was holding the angle so they would play off me. Another nice little mid peek. I really like doing this. I just randomly came up with this. I'm pretty happy with it.
You stole my kill, I'll steal your kill. Oh, you bitch.
My kill. I still had the weird like psycho solo plays. I just kind of ran into here with no utility. This is just like an inconsistent play. Let's go. Jump shots, playing off this Sova a little. Making sure there's no one spawned so we could focus the other areas. And I was like, wait, I could probably just flank here. So I do the quick flank. I don't know how people don't hear you running with this neon thing. But I managed to get behind this guy pretty quick. Ran up, got the gun, and got this final kill. What? That was a more... I played Neon and Fracture, but the game went so bad I don't even have footage. One thing I'm starting to learn about Duelist is you really have to read the situation well, learn a lot about timings, and how to capitalize on certain angles. Here I was playing really slow. I kind of knew the space was open so I could get a bit of an off angle here. And then I could catching people off guard. And I could just play patient here and make sure I get the kill. A good duelist should know how to take really good fights. They should kind of have this confidence in their movement and aim that once they get into that fight they're ready to go. And they know how to put themselves in like a more favorable fight. So here I hear the person on the ropes, I know I can peek. The quick reposition. And I'm just kind of taking it slow, seeing if they slip up. I don't have to always take fights. It's good to have this sort of patience to see if the enemy will make the mistake first. And this Sova did. Caught him off guard, and then I just hid backside with this box and just waited. We didn't know where this chamber was, so we were watching flank. We just patiently waited till we heard them start to come out. And because you have to clear all of this without any utility, it makes it really easy to make a play like that. I still had my fair share of just being in way too deep with no backup plan. Here I could have kept fighting or eat onto site, but I just hopped my way over to Sovaville. Had a really close clutch on this last round. I'm on site.
One more.
Through.
Which is a
Oh, Raptor and then Underhill.
GG.
Fuck. My crosshair placement. Dude, what I could have done is after killing that chamber, I faked the heal to the right, so it like cuts off, and then I go back. Day 3 was a pretty interesting one. I'm starting to realize that I'm consistent, but consistently bad. Now hear me out. I make a lot of plays that are good, but they're basically coin flips. They turn out good sometimes, but they're more coin flips than anything. What makes the best different? They take the most consistent route to win that round or win that fight. I got an idea thrown at me for a warm-up. Treat the DM like you would a regular game. Take things really slow, turn off your sound, and try to clear things similar to how you would in game. I'd recommend this warm-up to anyone who wants to focus, not just on taking fights and reacting to sound, but on how they approach the fight. At day 3, I also just didn't care anymore. I insta-locked a duelist when we already had 2 duelists. I'm getting killed through smoke, but I'm also making good solo plays and making space for my team. Also, watch this Brim one-way himself to defuse. Oh. I did the short peek a lot because I realized Neon can get there really early and usually catch people off guard. But I did it so much, there's just people waiting for me. I'm going to start speeding through the games a little because it's not really the result that matters, but the practice in them. I had this really nice chance to get a nice pick here. Wasn't prepared to take the fight. A few rounds later, I had a good chance to win this. I had my ult up, they were playing really aggressive. This is a sign for like a nice clutch. Pay attention to like my movement and a lot of the approach to the fight. I popped this early to try to catch someone off guard. I almost got past this Brim. I didn't think he'd be this close up. That really sucked. You're gonna notice a pattern with this rafters peek. I just love doing this and taking this aim duel fight. But I usually end up losing because I'm terrible. This was the final OT round. I got this really nice first blood. But I was like, nah, it's 3v4. I need to make a hero play. And I did whatever this was to try to kill the planter. I decided to play Raze because she's the duelist I'm probably most comfortable with, as you can see. Tried it again next round.
Chamber buys
as you can see, comfortable as hell. You're starting to notice I just have a really bad time of reading the situation. Here I didn't even realize this entire time I was fighting alone as all my teammates were coming outside. And I was just taking this 1v1 for like no reason. Oop, we try again. And our chamber is huge. Got a nice little pick there, reposition. Me and my chamber playing off each other well. Chill, chill, chill.
Chilling.
I think this is less about duelist, but more so about taking the good fights, which is what makes a good duelist. We're on Jet now. Got these nice picks.
I'm bidding for you.
And yeah, I had this quick flank, dash to kind of catch him off guard. This is a 2v4, and the only way we really win this is by going aggressive. If we let them come inside with the Reyna flash, Sky flash, the initiator util, it'll be really difficult for us to win, but I kind of just sat back and hid. And then I realized it probably a bit too late where they're already ready, and we definitely ended up losing this round. I also had another tendency to just force plays, force fights, don't need to. I just peeked this spawn a lot. This is really common for duelists to do, and I see why. It's just like, well, you get the pick on site, you're like, okay, I can kill these people's spawn now. And then you go to take the fights and, yeah. You can see literally the same thing in the next game. I get a pick, I'm just like, okay, fuck my team, here I go. Getting shot in the back, getting shot from elbow, nice job. Beautiful shot, right in between 3 people. We love that. We love it so much. As the games went on, I got a little better at this. You can see I'm pretty proactive in these fights. I'm starting to help. I'm starting to use my utility. I am pretty comfortable in Raze. The ult to get on site, hear the guy behind me, then the off angle CT instead of just psycho pushing it. They were pushing B and I caught this Brim behind us with the boombot. I got the bomb down and I just kind of chucked this nade for no reason. And I was telling my teammates I got bomb and hookah, but I wasn't even playing the bomb and hookah, I was playing whack-a-mole. We wait out this dart and then we do a quick reposition. Got this really nice timing on him. This gave me the option to go for this flank. This was definitely one of my better rounds. The very last round, I do this amazing satchel play, get so much momentum, and secure the final kill. Day 4, I tried this new warm-up where you use the Brim ult and then switch agent last second. And then you can combine this with this Sage Ball and do peeks off this side, and the bots don't spawn as far away from each other. I got this really nice fast flank. I'm starting to realize that a lot of this comes down to just smart aggression, knowing to just hold and kind of let them make the mistakes. Let that fake dog come in. We're not just going to push in like some kind of maniac and try to kill this guy to get our ace. Here's an example of why you don't reload outside of Viper ult. I had this really good timing where I got ahead. They probably would have expected me on the left side of A main, so when I peeked here I think I had a bit of an advantage. A big part of learning Neon's abilities for me has been understanding how they actually behave without any players and how players play off of them. This was a really nice OT round where we played very patient. We let them come out into this wide lane where we had the advantage. Notice how I sprayed the left here. We talked about player behavior, they're going to try to avoid that. Defense on Icebox on A has always been a challenge for me. I've never been too comfortable with it, but I'm starting to learn the angles a bit better and how I can approach taking fights. What helped me is learning behaviors like where Sova is going to drone and differentiating where people are based on footsteps. This is an Ares clip I'm really proud of. Fuck you, Phoenix. Me and this Jet quickly rotated over to site and were able to hold it. This is something I'm really not used to doing. It's a possibility I didn't even think of before. Here's another fast flank that somehow just worked. I love Neon. Day 5, I was starting to get more used to his finger blast, more used to some abilities. The games were pretty rough that day. Wasn't in the best headspace. Let's see if we can make it up in day 6. If you remember the same issue we had on the first day. Pulling out the finger blast. This thing's stupid fun to use. I've learned the power of pre-firing. You just pre-fire every corner and you pretty much get every kill. Every single person I fought here, I pre-fired the corner.
Bro, balance?
Completely. Getting more comfortable getting on site. Trying to make space for the team. Playing backside in a 2v1 with this op. Was trying to get a quick pick and then try to finish off the Sova Fed Judge. Off that smoke, I knew they were going to push up. Thank you, Jet. And then played really safe against this guy. Just to get that one shot on him to do enough damage.
Easy.
Getting more comfortable even with the Marshall. I think the timings and trying to differentiate opponents and what exactly they have to do. Like I knew Sky still had a run on site there. So I could wait a bit and that I would be a bit more comfortable for her. I had this amazing 2v1 clutch. Completely destroyed that Sky. Gave her no time to react. Try to create some pressure with those smokes. Missed the shot there. But I knew I had to go aggressive when I was 20 HP. Did the boom bot here to get some info because we weren't sure where they were. And just popped up to get this ult out. Still not a good day for the Raze ult. Made up for it in the next round though. On our final day, I decided to finally boot up Aim Labs. I tried to make this own playlist because I noticed I had trouble with micro adjustments and some tracking. I did this movement practice in the range and then I got into a deathmatch. The first game did not go well at all. I was very overwhelmed. In our second game, it was probably our highest rated lobby yet. There was the 550 RR Immortal, which is basically like top 1,000. Almost radiant. For some reason that helped me. I somehow thought of throwing this thing off the roof and it worked. The circle appears on the ground. I got way comfortable with that slide. I was like weirdly playing good and I wasn't sure if just because the competition was high or if I had like the teammates to support me. It was really weird. But a lot of my plays at this point became really good while in the first game they were really bad. I was way more comfortable doing certain actions. I knew what I had to do. I knew what I needed to do. I knew what I could do. And it made a lot of these fights a lot easier. Not sure if this is aim labs. Not sure if it's just because the competition was so high. And like high competition makes me hard. Literally and figuratively. But I definitely had an easier time. Like this Jet came down. I cleared top. Once I saw she was fighting there. This concuss was good. And I just went aggressive here. I was like, fuck it. Like I have the teammates. I know they can help me. Let's frag out. I played Fraction the next one. I was waiting for this timing where they started using abilities. Isolated those guys so I could focus on this one guy drop. And then just pre-fired this guy. I remember I talked about pre-firing. I'd never realized how many situations it could be helpful in. Got this really nice 4K.
God damn you hard.
This boom bot was coming in. And I knew I could wait a bit and then shoot it to maybe get a timing on someone. Because he might think like, oh, this left side's clear because no one's shooting this. So I took really aggressive angles and I played them well so they were in my favor. You can see how most times my enemies are going to be caught off guard. The quick reposition into tower here because I knew we shouldn't all be on site. And getting behind them really quick to get that aggressive pick, knowing I have the timing on this brim, just chucking a bunch of U2 at him to make it super uncomfortable for him. Not at all trying to expose myself, literally just playing it from a little. I know he has to get to the spike, I know he doesn't have time, so I'm just kind of distracting as much as I can.
One shot.
Please put that.
I'm not committing until I know he's vulnerable and he has to reload. If you really watched this far, I hope it helped. I appreciate you for checking out the stuff. My final thoughts on this, 7 days of trying Duelist. I would really recommend this to people. Duelist has taught me so much about my weaknesses and where I can improve on as a player. It made me realize that, yeah, I might be a coach and I might know a lot of things, but when it comes to in-game, it needs to be put into practice. It also allowed me to focus on my fighting ability a lot more and be a lot more aggressive, which I was never used to. I think there are many other situations, not just with Duelists, where those situations will come up and you need to make those aggressive timings. So I'm really glad I did this. Have a fantastic rest of your day and best of luck out there.